Hi, everyone. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about follow up and close. I know you've already gone through this four basics, and sometimes we make things a little harder than they really are. And so I wanted to just kind of share what I do to help me close people, I guess you'd call it. I find that I have a harder time finding people, but when I get to talk to them, it's just a conversation and fear goes out the window. And I'm just looking for people who want blueberries instead of strawberries. And if they'd like blueberries, I'm going to ask them a few questions and see if they're ready to get started. So I want you to think of follow up and close as a game, as a fun challenge, as new clients are waiting, as opportunity, as faith instead of fear. Most people talk to people that are interested and they never ask the closing question. And you can't get a yes if you don't ask the closing question. And so it's really important to just ask and see, hey, what's going on? I was with some people last week, and I thought, you know what? We didn't even talk about Manatech while we were there. I mean, they know what I do. And then everybody was sending around emails and thanking everybody for getting together. And I just sent a little shout out and said, hey, and don't forget, I'm still here if you have any digestion or fat loss or you know, uh, focus needs. I'm still your girl, show me some love. And it worked. Like people are like, oh yeah, that's right. You do that, because I don't ever show up at the party like, hey, come talk to me. I'm your supplement girl. But I do honor people if I hear them talking about it. And so I know y'all discussed that about inviting and closing and how to get people making the first contact and getting them to a meeting and kind of getting them interested. So now you're coming to the follow-up portion. And this is important for me. I actually have a list here, and don't get hung up on this. I'm sure your team leader has a way that they like to organize. I have my own. I'm kind of anal about how I like to organize things. So I have like a process. It's called the enrollment process. For me, it keeps me in check. So I know if I've contacted them on phone, Facebook, or text. It shows me if I've sent them an email or a man emotion. Shows me if I've shared a promotional item, if I've given them a sample, if I sent a thank you, if I've invited them to a meeting, call, home party, or training, if I've followed up, what my notes were, if I've shared the plan or the presentation, or if they're just product consumers, if there's any closing objections. I have that written on here. It says closing objections, if any, because I think it's important to know, and there's a great document on system.manatech.com that goes through objections. When people have objections, it's really just, they just aren't concerned. They aren't convinced that it'll work for them. And so going through a list of objections that they have listed on system.manatech.com can be very helpful to be prepared to answer some of those questions. I know some people think objections are fun. Some people, objections shut them down. But really, objections just means they don't have all the information. They're not ready to make a decision. So there's nothing to be afraid of with objections. And half the time I say, you know what, I thought the same thing, or I felt the same way. But you know what I found is, and then I tell them the story of somebody, their health transformation or their business transformation or fund transformation with incentive trips. I know y'all are going to be talking about that later today. So there's a way to help people understand that it's okay to talk to you about objections. Some of you in your follow-up, people are not calling you back because they're afraid to tell you their objections. So if you give them the freedom, and I always tell people, if not, no worries. That's like my catchphrase. If not, no worries. If not, no worries. If not, no worries. Because I'm a big girl, I can take it. We're adults and we're not going to stop being friends if you don't want to purchase some products from me. So if not, no worries. But if yes, tell me. Or if you have questions, tell me, because I probably had some of the same questions, concerns, skeptical thoughts that you did. So give them the freedom to be themselves and then let them sell themselves. And you won't be having to really close them. They'll close themselves. How fun does that sound? So after the closing objections, I have on here if I enroll them as a member or an associate or a preferred customer. So I know what kind of material to send them. I also say if I've signed them on with Coach Megan so that I know that there's some backup helping me. If they've started an automatic order, if we've started a names list, if they've come to a training, and then I've sent them some kind of congratulations card or encouragement card, and if they have their first customer. So this is just my little list. So write down what it is that you like in your enrollment process or whatever your team leader likes to do to keep you on track. So when I pull out that person's name to follow up, I can see, this is a blank one, but I can see if I have checks to here, my next step is here. So it just kind of keeps me in order, and that's just kind of how I do things. Secondly, I want you to know that this success guide is still there. We have system.manatech.com, which has all the 4 steps, which I'm sure you have talked about. But this success guide has actual scripts in it. So if you're getting hung up on what to say to people, and you feel like you're always talking to people, but you're never really getting them to sign up, go back to this. There's some scripts in here, enrolling and closing, and some tips in here. There's one that says never leave a meeting without booking the next. We know who that came from, right? Mary Jo. And so if you're with that person, you want to book another meeting. And then when you're following up, even when you're signing them up and closing them, you want to set your first training appointment. When am I going to get back in touch with you? When are we going to start making our names list? If we've already made a names list and we've already made a phone call on our closing process time together, when can we start talking to more people? What do you need? How can I support you next week? Always set another meeting. And then it goes through the first 30 days. So this is a great success guide. Don't forget we have this. And then system.manatech.com. Also on system.manatech.com is Eric Worre's closing questions. This is brilliant. Really, it's brilliant. We went through it at Manifest 2 years ago. And I thought, wow, I have been talking people right out of the close. I like to talk. Y'all know this. Y'all see me on stage a lot. I could just talk. I'm a verbal processor. And sometimes I just keep on talking. And I forget to ask the closing question. And then, car line's up. Got to go. See you later. And we never get back around to that conversation. They were about to say, I'd like that. Sign me up for that. Send me information. And I just keep on talking. So you got to remember, sometimes you have to stop talking and let them ask questions, or stop talking and let them answer yes or no. Let them be responsible for their yeses and nos. And then I always say, if not, no worries. But if you want, I'm ready to help. I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. That's what I do. Because when you sign on as a client, I'm working for you now. Because when I get you successful, that makes me more successful. So I'm really working for you. I love it. I own my own business, but I work for other people. And it's so fun. I get to help other people in my success along the way. So these closing questions, I want to go through them with you real quick. I think they're the easiest way to help people. I reworded a little bit. You can read it verbatim if you want to, which gives the freedom for other people to read it verbatim. But what I want you to know is this is from the GoPro. I highly recommend that book. So question number 1 is, it says, based on everything you've heard today that we've been talking about, if you were to start part-time, how much money would you need to earn per month to make the business worth your time? Everybody's got a breaking point. So that's what I say. I say, how much do you need to earn per month to make it worth your time? Everybody's got a breaking point. So the next question we move into is, how many hours per week? So you work a full-time job. So maybe we only have a few hours a week. And if they get stuck here, this is what I do that Lori Lambert, there's a video of me and Lori Lambert, I think, role-playing this. I do the calendar with them. See the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I X out when they can't work, and I write down when they can. 3 to 5, 10:30 to 11:30. And really, people can't see through their calendars. So it's good for you to be the servant to help them see through their calendars. So I say, I know you're working part-time, or you've got a new baby. I did this with my new client, Amanda. And she just thought, I don't have any time. I've got a baby. I'm nursing. I'm not sleeping. And I said, well, let's sit down and look at your schedule. Guess what? We found 4 hours in a week, 6 hours in a week. Some people, there's 10 hours in a week. I mean, they have, and you know what? If it's family time here, and mark it off, put an X there. Do not feel guilty. Do not work when you don't want to work, because guess what? If you don't want to work, you're not going to be working. So find the pockets of time that you have a little freedom in your schedule, and ask them. You draw this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and say, let's look at how many hours a week are you willing to put into this to reach that income you just told me that you want to make it worth it. And then we say, okay, can't work in the morning, getting the kids off to school, maybe on the lunch break, maybe on a Sunday afternoon, maybe at night after the kids have gone to bed. Maybe you only work 4 days a week. Maybe you're part-time and you've got a day that you can put in 2 hours. And this is awesome. And guess what? This person, I found 7 hours in a week. They couldn't believe it. They were like, I didn't even think I had that much free time. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to work every minute of every hour of those 7 hours, but it means they've got some freedom and they can see the vision of when they're going to work. So you've asked them, how much do you really need a month to make this work? And then how many hours per week can you work? Is it feasible? How can we get this done? So let's say they say 10 hours. And then the third question, number 3, is how many months would you be willing to work this business to reach your income level? Because again, everybody's got a breaking point. If you're not making $100 or $200 or $300 by 6 months, you're out. If you're not making $100 by next month, you're out. People will have different breaking points. People will tell you, I need to make this much money by now. And then the fourth is I say, and this is Eric Worre talking, he says, if I could show you how to develop that $1,000 monthly income working 10 hours per week in 4 months, would there be anything else that you would need before you wanted to get started? And most people say, no. I ask people an additional question. What other things can you do in your life that could create that kind of income with 10 hours a week? That's what we can offer you. Is there any other thing that you see aside from getting a second job that can help you with that? And most people can't see outside that. So you go through these 4 closing questions, you help them find the time in their week, and then you book a meeting, have a meeting, you send them to system.manatech.com, and you tell them, this is what you do the first 48 hours. I'm going to help you. We're going to make your names list and make a phone call right now. Here's how I close all of my questions. When they tell me how much they want, how much time they can work, what's their breaking point of how many months, and then they also they say they don't have another plan. This sounds like the best, most feasible plan right now to get that amount of income. I say, is there anything else you need to know before you get started? Let them get that last objection out of the way. Let them vent to you about, I've tried 10 of these and my husband doesn't want me to do it. Let them discuss with you, I don't know if I can do this. I just don't believe in myself. Then you know to target belief. Then you know to really bring some confidence to the family member that's doubting about a schedule. Let them know if you need accountability, I'm here to help you. And if they don't know what to do in that week, I can send you a list of possibly some things to do. We can do them together. You can meet me at a meeting. We can do a Zoom webinar. We can have a home meeting. Lots of that's the beauty of this business, is we can customize it for however you want to work it. So what else do you need to know before you want to get started making that $1,000 in the next 4 months? And most people, when you bring back that $1,000 in the next 4 months, they know it sounds like the best option. I've got somebody here ready to help me. And basically, I've got all the information lined up. You have your enrollment process in front of you. You've got your closing questions. You've got the success guide telling them what to do. You've got system.manatech.com. The only thing that's left is excuses, fear. And so lay that down today. People are looking for opportunities. People are looking for trips. People are looking for extra income. People are looking for more time with their family. And we have an answer here at Manatech. And when I role play with people, when it's talking about products, let's say the True Health, I'll say, well, do you eat out? How often do you eat out a week? My girlfriend, Amanda, my leader, she's great at this. She'll say, how often do you eat out a week? And they'll say, oh, I don't know, 3-4 times. And how much do you spend? Oh, probably $10 every time. Okay, that's $40. $40. Guess what? We could do $30 a week, because the True Health Plan is $6 a day, right? 6 times 5 is 30. And so if you can do $6 a day, you're saving money, you're getting on a True Health Plan, and you're losing fat and getting referrals and clients along the way. And people just need to hear another way of thinking about it. To save money, and you're getting these products by starting your business. This is how we can start your business. And then she'll upgrade them. Amanda's amazing at this. And for $3 more, you can spend $9 a day, less than what you're already spending, and you could really get the whole package. 2 shakes a day. People are losing a lot of inches and a lot of fat. You're going to see results. You're going to be a walking testimony. Your business is going to move faster. People are going to see what you're doing, and they're going to ask you what's going on. So how you break it down in business, how Eric Worre breaks down their vision plan for them, how the system.manatech.com breaks down step 1, 2, 3, 4, and has all the videos on there. There's great objection stuff on there, scripts, and how the success guide is something they can physically sit and write down exactly what they want. Names list, their why. This is how you close people. You just remind them of their dreams. Oops, sorry about that. You remind them of their dreams, and you tell them, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. And people love to work with people. I don't think I have ever had a hard close, but I have asked people, what other options do you have? Because I'm here to help. And if it's not now, that's okay. If not now, no worries. but I'm here to help today. And I sure would love to see you get that $100 next month. I sure would love to see you lose that weight by next month. I sure would love to see you go on a trip with us this year. And when people know that you care, then they start working with you. So that's my kind of follow-up and close. There's different ways of saying things. There's different processes of taking people through the funnel. In person, on the Zoom webinar. I've closed somebody on a Zoom webinar. I've closed somebody on a 3-way call. I've closed someone in person. But the main thing is you have to ask the closing question or they never get closed. Okay? So follow up and close is super important. But remember, it's not scary. It's actually exciting. Somebody really wants to talk to me. Sorry. It's really exciting to help people start their dreams and get involved. So let's get involved. Let's start following up with people because the fortune is in the follow-up. There's a new team waiting for you today. These people really want to be closed. They want to be given a vision, and you can paint that for them today in Manatech. So I hope that it's been a great training, and now you've gone through the whole wheel. So go out and let's share the gift of Manatech with everyone. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.